Hey, gang, it's Connor and Keith from the Mean Boys Podcast.
Hey, we just wanted to thank you guys for listening. As always, please rate and review on iTunes. Leave a comment. Help us look semi-legitimate.
Yeah.
We are coming up on our 50th episode.
Very, very exciting. Thank you for your continued support.
Yeah, that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for listening to this weird nonsense fire of a show. Our 50th episode is going to be pretty cool. We have a special guest. We're not going to announce it quite yet, but pretty cool get. And I promise it's a real one and not just me doing Karnak for an hour.
Yeah.
It's
as much as you would probably prefer that to any person of any level of legitimacy.
Probably, but we are going to speak ill of our betters on the 50th episode, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, good times.
Please support our sponsor, as always, Don Carlos Tacos down in La Jolla, California. Go to eataburrito.com for more information, and go harass Ryan, who works there, about the Karnak Asada burrito, because that should be ready by now. We gave him the specs. Now we're waiting for the burrito architecture to take place.
Delivered the Death Star plans.
Yeah, many Bothans died to bring you this probably pretty good burrito.
Yeah.
But no, they really, really are good, and they do deliveries and stuff, so if you're anywhere near them, hit them up.
Speaking of hit 'em up, there's going to be an East Coast West Coast roast battle feud. You would be wise to check out. Keith Carey will be in New York.
Yeah, I will be at the Stand March 7th, fighting against one of New York's finest, Mr. Scott Chaplin.
And I will be at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, lighting the starter's pistol. That's not how you shoot a pistol.
No.
It's a flintlock. Whatever. It's an old-timey fucking
lighting
musket.
the starter's musket on this hip-hop feud. Just really whiten it up.
Yeah, exactly. Roast battling Mr. J.P. McDade. Basically handsome me. So that should be an excellent time.
Very handsome, Connor.
Also, a new edition of The Burn Booth is out on YouTube and Facebook or whatever. You can Google that. It's me and Keith shitting on people in San Diego. It's a good time.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. Enjoy the show, gang.
Later, dicks.
Hey, everybody. My world's on fire, and so is yours. Welcome to the Mean Boys Podcast. I'm Connor McSpadden.
I'm Keith Carey.
And I'm...
Oxycontin Dr. Seuss.
Oh, my gosh. That's the dream right there.
Just an adorable dumpster fire that's always making up words.
Evan Cassidy in the studio today, inventor of the Castman Ebonics system.
Indeed. Happy to offer lessons. All right, hit me up, Craigslist.
Man of a million characters, 3 of which are kind of memorable.
Oh, damn.
Jeez Louise.
Shots.
Everybody.
It ain't April. This ain't Nice Boys. We're playing this game.
Ooh, Nice Boys draws nigh, listeners.
Oh, God help us all.
It's a commitment we've made to do once a year, and I still have been dreading it since April 2nd, 2016.
I don't know if we'll make it out of the next one alive.
Yeah.
I essentially host the Nice Boys podcast. That's my...
Listen to Rippin' and Skippin' with Evan and Kevin. It's spelled impossibly. Well, everyone was starting this podcast. He was like, we're going to call it Rippin' and Skippin'. I was like, oh, that's a fun name. You know, it kind of gets the vibe of the show. And he's like, yeah, well, we're going to spell it RIP''N and then N' skip N.
It's spelled with more apostrophes than the names of all the black women you've dated combined.
It is you have a knack for creating like ungoogleable like names for things.
Well, to my credit, I took the ampersand sign and the upside down exclamation point out. You know, so it's a little more legible.
The first all wingdings podcast.
Evan's a big linguistics nerd. Don't act like you don't know what the upside down exclamation point's called. Does it have a name?
I honestly don't know. I feel like I'm betraying the people of the neighborhood here by
Evan knows a lot about French verbs and stuff like that. So,
if you want to talk about the passé composé tense,
we surely don't.
That's the vice president, right?
Maybe.
All right, gang. We're all fired up. Let's get into the Mexican joke off.
Ay, so topical.
I'll take us away. TSA agents have confiscated 13 pounds of horse genitals at a Virginia airport. No word yet on how Keith Carey will continue to perform without all of his jokes.
I knew it was going to be me.
You got some horse dick jokes, Carey.
Solid. NASA is planning to send a submarine to Jupiter's largest moon, Titan. Said project leader Tom Goss, quote, "Yeah, it's great. It's even got a screen door."
A screen door submarine.
Good operation. In a recent speech, Donald Trump referenced a terrorist attack in Sweden that never occurred. He clarified he was talking about crime in general, More specifically, that the winner of Miss Sweden pageant had recently gained 10 pounds. Started off with a long one, but
That's actually pretty good.
oh, thanks.
That was good. I like when we get New Yorkery on the show. I'm a big fan. Like, ooh, yeah, the
How
crime is.
droll.
Well,
Martini.
he's got a very skewed idea of a woman's idea of worth.
Oh, we've got more of that coming up. All right.
All right, joining us in the studio, a big cartoon bear that's not supposed to be inside this post office. TSA. Oh, fuck! Now it's the same one. Newly leaked information suggests that ISIS is in deep financial trouble. Financial analysts say that they may be on the verge of filing for West bankruptcy. Not even really the right part of the Middle East, but whatever.
No, it's just clever enough to make up for how not right it is.
No, it's super wrong.
If they open me a line of credit, I'll take it.
Evan has many times confided in me about nervous breakdowns regarding the payments on his Guitar Center card.
We're gonna have to edit that out. We're gonna have to edit that
You have
name
a
out.
list of ways to get money, and it's like legitimate financial gains, sketchy ones, loan shark, borrow $20 from ISIS.
I'll tell you, Sam Asher sticklers. They really are.
They're after my Sam ass, I tell you.
They're after my Sam Cash, you guys.
2 teen girls were found dead after going for a hike. They will be buried in a shared grave whose headstone will read, quote, OMG, we're going to be like so skinny back.
In memoriam.
I like any kind of combination of vanity and kids dying.
It's a winning team.
A U.S. aircraft carrier patrolled the disputed South China Sea after reports of unarmed black whales.
Is that even a kind of whale?
The
Blue whales?
I mean, most whales are unarmed.
blue whale.
Well, these Chinese ones. I don't know what that means.
Evan Cassidy, whale racist.
Like, it's not correct, but it's definitely racist. It belongs here.
They've got ninja stars, you guys. Whoa.
That's not even the right Asian.
Wait, are ninja stars geographically specific?
I mean, ninjas
Well,
are from
ninja is Japan. Yeah,
I think they're pan-Asiatic, if I can...
You can't. You can't and you won't, and stop.
Wait, what kind of pizza is that? Oh, dude, it's got the pan-Asiatic crust. It's a little extra blaze, but I mean,
I like the
it's
deep
worth it.
dish Europa. But that's just me.
Deep Dish Europa. That for sure sounds like the name of like a drag queen contestant loser. I think it's me. Saudi Arabia has hosted its first Comic-Con. Finally, those 72 virgins they've been waiting for. I know it's not great. You know what? I did this last night. It was pretty...
I like that you're apologizing for it before we had a chance to react.
I couldn't no.
2 morning radio hosts were gunned down during a live broadcast. They will be remembered with a memorial, quote, Morning in the Morning with DJ Dirtnap and the Reaper.
DJ Dirtnap is kind of a great DJ.
Isn't it, though?
Spinning the hottest 90s new metal.
I almost changed it. I'm like, that's too good of a name.
All right. Defense Secretary Mattis told Iraq that there were no U.S. plans to seize their oil. He added, don't get me wrong, we're going to take it. We're just going to kind of improvise it.
We're just going to wing it. We're going to keep it loosey-goose.
Yeah, I don't know. What about U.S. foreign policy in the last decade? It suggested a lot of premeditated thought.
Yeah, yes, and this is ours now.
It's going to be the Herald format, but
Oh, man, they just made the U.S. oil season grades public. It's a very inside comedy UCB theater reference. I apologize to our listeners. 5 middle schoolers are facing charges after throwing a 2x4 at a vehicle in Trump's motorcade. The kids are being touted as the only 13-year-olds that don't suck.
Here, here. Raise them high and give them all the hot Cheetos.
That's like like when I was 13, we were just like, oh, let's ride our bikes to AM PM and get monsters and get a headache.
These ones are like, let's kill the president.
Yeah, how rad is that?
These kids fucking rip.
class warfare on recess, you know?
That's warfare. I'm fighting against these classes. When am I actually going to use math, bro?
Stick. Mel Gibson is being courted to direct the upcoming sequel to Suicide Squad. This is a big month for Mel. He was nominated for Best Director at the Academy Awards, and Trump just appointed him Secretary of Keeping an Eye on the Hebes.
Is that a new department?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you gotta just watch them, see what they're up to.
It's funded by the West Bank.
Was bankrupt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but my West Bank card got declined. Man, the overdraft fees, they take a hand. It's really...
Jeez Louise. This one's kind of... GOP official in Utah, James Green, resigned after criticizing an equal pay bill for women. In a statement he issued to the press, he said, "Men deserve more as the bike helmet winners of the family." You know, I had an alternate punch.
Salt Lake City County landfill.
It's been a while.
I had an alternate punchline about a women burning pink bike helmets that was just as bad, but
I mean, it couldn't have been as bad. What you did was so terrible.
At least that one I would have assumed. It was so convoluted. I would have assumed I was stupid and didn't get it and maybe pretended to laugh before
All right,
realizing that.
we're being too hard on Evan. It wasn't very good, but at least it took a while. Connor, you want to...
Yeah. Thousands of villagers in northern India are afraid to leave their homes in light of a string of attacks by a rogue, bloodthirsty tiger. One community leader said that on the bright side, being terrorized by an orange monster is the closest we've ever come to living in the first world. Yo, Trump a tiger, dog.
Yo, what? He ain't got no black stripes. You don't trust him. Los Angeles was rocked by a storm that meteorologists named, quote, Lucifer. The name narrowly beat out other contenders, Tropical Storm Titty Puncher and Hurricane I Don't Have a Bedtime.
Yeah, the edgy ass name. Like, I gotta figure, like, you know, hurricane names. They have like a list. Like, I remember like seeing on the news when I was a kid, like this one lady protesting that there weren't enough hurricanes with black names. You know, like we're gentrifying hurricanes.
Your hurricane is a black name.
Fair, you know.
Hurricane.
But I figured there's like a list of like, all right, now it's Hurricane, you know, Tyrese's turn or whatever. But like tropical, like, you know, Pacific Storm. There's so few of them that it's probably like, you know, that these probably date back to Bible times.
Yeah,
because you know,
well, I saw it was called Lucifer,
here.
and I was like, is he going to fucking rain blood or knives or what's about to
Yeah,
happen?
it's slayered.
Yeah, and then
cassettes.
it ended up being like, oh, it rained for 4 hours. Like,
the storm angel of death coming soon as well. A 64-year-old Spanish woman recently gave birth to twins. The father of the children, Christopher Columbus, had reportedly passed away centuries ago of natural causes.
What?
She's old, and so the father's Christopher Columbus, all right?
But how did he conceive him when he was dead? Did he freeze his sperm?
the idea is
I
that
don't
she's so old that he fucked her when he was alive.
Oh.
It was a bungled one, I mean.
It was a bungler.
The bungled one rises in the forests of South America to deliver his botched joke.
Beware the bungler.
I tried to write one about Scarlett Johansson's pussy, but that one didn't.
Well, you got to tell it now.
Yeah, well, just give us the thrust of it. We'll try to. Finish
I didn't
the
even.
show.
Well, she said she came out and said she's doesn't believe in monogamy, and I didn't really. I was just like, you know, she's got a different perspective on sexuality. She gets to touch Scarlett Johansson's pussy every day.
That's great.
It was more.
that's way
It was
funnier.
more a riff though than a joke.
It still is funny.
That's just a funny opinion to have about someone's pussy.
Oh, I've got plenty about.
Hope she supports monogamy.
Oh,
Doing. DJ Dirtnap.
All right, the meme was-
my knobamy.
all right, I'm cutting this off.
Yeah.
We'll see it on the other
Cutting
side.
it off
of
at
the
the
break.
knob.
Can iTunes fire you guys? Like, can it happen?
I don't know. There's been like 38 episodes of ripping and skipping. I gotta figure no.
41, damn you!
Wretched pig children, weep tears of piss and feel your organs tremble at the unholy proclamations of Karnak, the blood feaster. I have returned to my dominion of eternal suffering, ruling over with an iron fist and beheading those who oppose me, and quite a few that support me as well, just to keep my skills sharp. You miss 100% of the heads you do not remove. It has been brought to my attention that you feeble meat puddles of the Earth Realm are preparing for your Academy Awards. So puny, so short-sighted. You gather in your cleanest robes and fillet one another with trophies and accolades. You know nothing of art. In my land, there is only one film. It is entitled The Glory of Karnak, and it depicts my rise to the Blade Throne. It is the first motion picture to feature an all-skeleton cast and was filmed on 35mm intestines from the heretics who spoke against me, and it can only be projected from inside the hollowed skull of a goblin prince. The film is 900 hours long, and the score is so loud that all who witness it are driven deaf, their fragile brain meat scrambled like the eggs of the noble blood falcon. Suck on that, Hans Zimmer! It features sword play, knife play, crossbow play, and full frontal, rear, and internal nudity. Spoiler alert, I win, and everyone else gets mutilated, raped, or both. It received universal acclaim, with Peter Travers calling it, quote, proof of the absence of God, and Roger Ebert saying, quote, yes, it's wonderful, whatever you say, please give me back my jaw. Nonetheless, during an arduous day of preparing my troops for an invasion of the necrotic peninsula to usurp the warlord Baron Pig Fetus, I decided to watch your so-called best films of the year. Suffice to say, I was not fucking impressed. Arrival depicts a peaceful invasion of Earth. Peace? The idea makes my blood boil. We do not even have a word for peace in my world. You have a film called Fences, but these fences have no rotten carcasses perched atop them, no razor wire fortification. If the fences cannot contain the anger of Denzel Washington, how will they keep out the Spider King? Hell or high water? The answer is hell! Water is for cowards! Your dark prophet Mel Gibson released Hacksaw Ridge, and while I have previously enjoyed his tirades against the bastard sons of Yahweh, Karnak thought it was a bit on the nose and dragged in the second act. Moonlight? No werewolves. Hidden Figures? Nary a phantom in sight. Lion? You get where I'm going with this. And don't get Karnak started on Manchester by the Sea. Who would care to watch the putrid tears of a weak and feeble Bostonian?
Yo, you talking shit on Boston, kid?
Silence, Malloy! Back in your cage for another 2 weeks. And then there is La La Land. Hear me, Earthrealm. La La Land is a delight! Its story of dreamers and its production numbers are an inspiring and sumptuous feast for the eyes and the heart. Nobody is more surprised by this opinion than Karnak. Let those who oppose La La Land be flayed with a straight razor and torn open by the prying fingers of the beasts that live in the dark below. You are the true monsters, and it's not a race thing. Get over yourselves. John Legend is in it, and he is technically black. So saith Karnak. Fear the encroaching darkness, but take a couple hours off to see the motion picture event of the year. Until next time, servants, here's to the ones that scream!
All right, everybody. The Mean Boys podcast is back. It's time to play Keith's favorite game, New Names.
It's time for new names.
I enjoy it more now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just like to, imply that you're having a bad time because
Usually, I'm having a bad time.
In your
I'm
mood.
literally recording this dumb podcast and then going to get a tooth removed from my head.
Yeah,
so I'm having a bad enough time.
When's the last time you went to the dentist, Keith?
The other day when they told me I had to get the tooth pulled out of my
I was about
head.
to say before that.
The last time they told me I should get a tooth pulled out of my head, like a year ago.
Yeah, Keith's really had the check engine light on in his mouth for a good decade.
It's a fucking haunted house in there. It's bad news. It's just creaking, and it looks like a fucking piano that fell off a building.
Well, but in the first roast, the first Orange County Comedy roast many years ago for Olivia Grace's birthday, I said that Keith's teeth looked like you made a grill out of a Tombstone pizza,
which is still one of the funniest things anyone's ever said about me.
Yeah, and that was the starter's pistol for the rest of our dumb careers. But anywho, I'll start us off if you don't mind.
Do it. Right.
This is one I thought of the other day. New name for the Bang Bus, the Gash Cab.
I like that, but I hate the idea that Ben Bailey's just there creeping around.
I don't know. I feel like those guys, the Bang Brothers, don't have really great comedic timing. I think they might benefit from a strong.
Fair enough.
I've been sending them tapes, but I mean nothing.
Oh my God, Brazzers or whoever, if you're listening, please let us host the Bang Bus.
Dude, yeah, I mean, there's this one episode of Bang Bus that I remember seeing when I was a kid, where this guy's like, "Yeah, man, fucking homeless chicks is so down. You just like fuck them and leave them. They don't have a home." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's hauntingly evil."
That is maniacal.
You're not. I'm not supposed to like encounter moral dilemmas with a boner. Like,
that's how I encounter most of mine.
Yeah, well, we lead different lives, Carrie.
True that. New name, The Truth will now be known as historical fiction.
Oh, man.
New Yorker Mean Boys.
Yeah, about to say, this is a fucking Noam Chomsky presents new names.
They get dumber, don't worry.
Okay, good.
New name, the menstrual cycle will be called the Pooner Eclipse. We can team up with Gash Cab and make it an empire.
Oh, you
all right?
can't bring the Pooner Eclipse into the gas cab. You're going to fuck up the leather.
Oh no.
That's nasty.
Bro.
Get out of my cab.
That's not for blood. It's for other goo.
All right, these get a lot worse after Bang Bus. New name for monkey pussy, orangutan.
Oh my god.
What?
Get some of that orangutan.
Well, let's close off this threefer with a bad time. Cum will now be known as pee with an attitude. The original version was pee with a fox attitude, and I don't know why.
Or absinthe gravy, maybe.
Oh, yeah, great discussion of absinthe gravy.
Call back to Connor's off mic riff.
Yeah, Keith is doing some real painkillersy writing right now, which I'm enjoying. This segment brought to you by codeine.
Wait till you see next week's episode.
Oh yeah, no, fucking full of horrible gum pain and sedatives. Anyway,
Everything will now be known as fuck it.
The People's Federation of Russia. New name: the People's Federation of Russia will now be called Hackerstan. I fucked that one up with this.
Is that even the name? Is that even like the technical name for Russia? The People's Federation? I'm pretty sure that's some Star Trek shit.
In Soviet Russia, Newark County
it's
landfill is buried than you.
It's to something, or it might just be Russian Federation. I don't know. I'm not gonna apologize to Russia, you guys. All right.
Okay, new name for Beyonce's twins, Destiny's grandchildren. That's one for the fucking Reader's Digest pages.
I am shocked that out of the hundreds of basic bitches I follow on Twitter and Facebook, not one of them made that joke.
Yeah, I looked it up. I didn't see it.
That is a pumpkin spice ass riff. All right. New name: Facebook Live will now be known as Racist Uncle, the movie.
Man, now let me tell you. Oh no!
Dun, 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 dun.
Like, you know, there's a way that someone starts an opinion where you just know it's not going to be a good one.
Yeah, here's the thing about Jews.
I didn't want to tell this one, but new name for transgender people: gender juggalos.
Evan.
Oh no!
Someone off camera.
I mean, to be fair, if they had a hatchet, they could have solved this whole problem.
Evan, we're all off camera. This is an audio medium.
They've got Brian Redband filming it right now. I have to say, I'm a huge fan of the Insane Clown Posse, so that's...
I like that that's who you're afraid of offending, is the Insane Clown Posse, and not the Insane Clowns who want pussies.
It's an empowering pun. It's an empowering pun.
I disagree, but moving on.
Hi, Robin.
Yeah, how about something a little friendlier? In light of Charles Barkley looking kind of retarded, he will now be called Radio Shack.
God damn it. They had to live somewhere.
Yeah, no, we wrote that for something that we couldn't use it for.
America's got no room for that joke. I'll tell you that much. New name: White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer will now be known as Screamy Spice.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, it's goofy. All right.
New name for the discipline of psychology. Psychology will now be called White Girl Voodoo. A lot of white girls studying it, all right?
Yeah, Evan you're gonna be an organ psychologist. Was one of your your earlier things?
You know, I had a whole gig lined up. I was a psych major.
Give people the gist of organ therapy, because you've explained it to me before, and it's some pretty weird Mean Boys ass shit. It's like Primal Scream, kind of.
Yeah, I was into a lot of like Primal Scream, Gestalt therapy. I went down rabbit holes when I was 16. You know,
like you did with like like mental disciplines, like what most like teenagers do with black metal. But you're also kind of doing it with black metal at the same time.
Oh yeah, like, dude, screamo therapy is the best, man. You cut yourself, you do curls, you know.
What? All right, closing us out. I'll say new name for Milo Yiannopoulos, Perez Hitler.
Oh man,
that's pretty good.
It's Perez Hilton and Hitler.
Oh, fuck that dude.
Yeah, he doesn't even have like any like opinion. He just is like. I was talking to my dad about this. Like, he just kind of subsists off his like, I'm a gay Republican. How wacky is that? And it's like he's like the Larry the Cable Guy of political commentators.
Yeah, and I've never seen anyone trying as hard as him wearing those fucking pearls on TV.
Oh yeah.
I was like that. Like, I got several messages from like gay dudes I know who were just like, no self-respecting gay man is wearing pearls.
Oh yeah, like he just was like, how can I like be the most obnoxious?
Yeah,
more like Milo Yiannopoulos, you guys.
New name, Evan Cassidy will now be known as the world's youngest 53-year-old. You look gross, Evan.
This was a commentary on his humor, but...
Oh, no. That was actually my new name.
Oh, okay. Well, there we are.
Close it out.
Oh, we did another one? Oh, jeez. I don't know if I have... God.
This will be good.
I just had... I didn't have another good one, but I had...
You didn't have one good one.
Sorry. I had new name truckers Uber for boxes.
Fucking idiot.
It's a little more lighthearted than gender juggalos. You know? We should have opened with that one.
I love that you keep being like, oh, I guess I have one more. And that ends up being the best part of the whole show.
Oh, I forgot one I thought of in the car. New name for gun stores, Pharmacies. Just have a prescription for death. All right, the Mean Boys podcast will reluctantly return.
In July of 2012, the unincorporated town of Idlewild, California, elected a golden retriever named Max to be their mayor. After a divisive election, Max won 2/3 of the vote and proudly led the town until his death in 2014. Today, we look back on the life of Idlewild's first dog mayor and the controversial struggle for power that underscored his journey from the backyard to the history books. One of his fiercest political opponents, Bernie Sanders, ran vicious attack ads funded by his Eats Grassroots to Poop movement.
What do we really know about Max Hussein the dog? How's he gonna run the city when he's always playing poker with his buddies? He rolls over for special interests and tummy scratches, and he's in the pocket of big corporations, probably because he thinks there's food in there. He's paranoid. When his cabinet leaves for the day, he thinks they're never coming home again. He hired the editor-in-chief of Breitbart to be his chief advisor. He's in bed with the Russians, and he knows he's not allowed in bed. He's against LGBT rights, but he's been sniffing butts for years. There's a lot of dirt on Max, and not just from digging in the backyard.
Upon taking the oath of Arf-is, Max made bold moves to try to bring together a divided community.
A controversial first week for Mayor Max. He issued an executive order completely defunding the post office. He's facing accusations of being anti-American after outlawing fireworks in the city of Idlewild, and the controversial muzzle ban has sparked protests around the globe. The mayor, after boarding Airbud 1 en route to the Middle East, plans to meet with the Israelis and the Palestinians to propose a two-state solution. The mayor says he has hopes for a productive meeting, even as there are rumblings at home of impeachment in the doghouse of representatives. Seen here next to a Secret Service dog holding the nuclear tennis ball, the mayor is shaking hands with foreign dignitaries after surviving an attempt on his life when a would-be assassin attempted to put chocolate in his bowl.
Max's administration seemed to be on track to be an embarrassing footnote in the story of Idlewild. But after a speech made at the electric fence separating East and West Berlin, his popularity soared.
I have a dream. It's of me running around a bunch.
And it was not long ago that dogs like me weren't even allowed in most restaurants, but we shall overcome. How can I be racist when I can't even see color? I got right up against that glass ceiling and got confused for a second because I thought there was another dog in there. And I offer now these words of inclusion in this divisive time. Ich bin ein a dog. Now, Mr. Gorbachev, let me outside. Mr. Gorbachev, I have to poop. Now ask not what your country can do for you, but ask instead.
After the iconic speech, approval ratings showed 80% of the citizens of Idlewild thought Max was, quote, a good boy, a very, very good boy. But at the peak of his public support, tragedy struck.
Mayor Max has been assassinated today. He was hanging his head out the window on a car ride when he was shot by suspect Lee Tabby Oswald. The mayor is survived by his widow, Jackie. We may never get conclusive closure about Oswald's guilt, as when he was brought in for questioning, he was shot by Jack Arubi.
The Max administration may have been short, but he remains one of the most popular leaders in Idlewild's history. Many wondered how they could ever replace him after his passing, but then they remembered they could just get another fucking dog.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mean Boys podcast returns with our final and favorite segment. Boys, let's play a round of which of the following. This one, inspired by my recent 3 a.m. Viewing of Exit Through the Gift Shop, is which of the following is not a real street artist?
Okay.
Street artists from the 70s to modern day.
Gotcha.
All batshit retarded names, where like I don't know.
Wes Banksy.
The thing about street art is it seems like you kind of pick a name when you're a teenager, then you're kind of stuck with it because you've already developed a reputation. You know what you mean? You're like,
Then you're a 35-year-old man named fucking Cheese Wazzler or whatever.
yeah, exactly. So let's begin. Which of the following is not a real street artist? A. Butterboy, B. Borf, C. Space Invader, or D. Neckface.
Three of these sound like insults that were hurled at me at various times living in this house.
There's a lot of Keith Carey esque descriptors in here.
Fair enough.
I believe round 3 is the Keith Carey round.
Oh, good. And Butterboy didn't make the cut?
Nah, man.
Oh, Christ.
I'm gonna guess Borf because I feel like that's something only I could have come up with. Only you and I.
Borf seems like the sound of you vomiting up Jägermeister you didn't drink.
Borf is like a Mad Magazine sound effect for like Keith getting off a couch or something.
Borf.
Well, are these worldwide artists?
They were big enough to make the Wikipedia and or complex list of top 50 street artists.
I mean, that could be a Swedish president.
One of the ones I made up ended up being a SoundCloud rapper, and I will reveal that later.
Oh wow.
I know for sure one of these is real.
Okay.
So I am going to say, what was A again?
Butterboy.
That was D.
D was Neckface.
I'm going to say D, Neckface.
Cass.
I said Borf, but that could be some like Swedish artist or something, Yeah. I'm gonna
He was
guess.
killed in that terrorist attack.
I'm gonna guess Neckface as well.
The fake one is A, Butterboy. Neckface is real. How little sense does that make?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Number 2, which of the following is not a real street artist? A, Alec Monopoly. B, Slinkachew. C, Eat, Spray, Love. Or D, Trusto Corp.
Slinkachew sounds like a slur against someone.
Yeah. Nice neighborhood before these Slinkachews moved in.
These Slinkachews are more like slinking Jews. Slinking, like how reptiles do. Don't back away. We're all in this.
With their slinking logs.
The Slinkin'
I don't even know.
Slinkin' Jews does sound like
Two in the slink, one in the World Bank.
Jesus.
That does sound like the pioneers of Israel. It was the Slinkin' Jews that settled in Israel. It brought nothing but their slinks.
Yeah, Mesopotamiamic, Alamalamic.
I'm gonna guess Eat, Spray, Love. I don't think. I mean that there's too much of a sexual pun in there. I sense Mean Boy's origin of that.
That's really bad, but I don't think it's the kind of bad you would make up. So I'm gonna say no, I think it is. I'm gonna say C.
Eat, Spray, Love is fake.
Mixed bad.
Because you sprayed with the spray can.
Yeah, nobody didn't get it.
Yeah, no, I sometimes, a lot of these just come down to me, going on Rhyme Zone and trying to... Me and Boys podcast is basically brought to you by Rhyme Zone.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it's the website where you just put in a word and it gives everything that rhymes with it. I use it for jolly jokes for kids a lot.
Oh, God.
Shit. Anyway, number 3.
Destroy the servers.
Which of the following is not a real street artist? A, Swampy. B, Stinkfish. C, D, asterisk's face. Or D, Crime Balls.
It's Crime Balls. Come on, Crime Balls.
Is it Crime Balls?
I'm gonna go with Crime Balls.
I think it's crime.
Just a ball gut instinct.
It's Crime Balls.
I want to live in a.
We should. It's not the worst name for a street artist.
No, it's not, but it's also not real.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go spray Crime Balls after I leave here. Just take on that moniker.
New graffiti artist taking Echo Park by storm. Crime Balls. Commentary on the inflated taco truck pricing.
Or just balls.
Whatever. Crime is balls. There's a lot of stuff going on.
You got it?
Number 4. Which of the following is not a real street artist? A, L Mac. B, Round Square. All one word. C, Luz Interruptus. Or D, Faux Real. Spelled faux, F-A-U-X, and then real.
I'm gonna say Luz Interruptus. Was that what it was? Luz Interruptus.
Yeah, Luz Interruptus.
I'm gonna guess that because
What's B?
Round Square.
I'm gonna say Round Square.
Because Luz Interrupt, it sounds like you took like the singer of the Cramps name and just threw in some Latin-y sounding bullshit. All right.
The fake one is Round Square.
Oh, man.
Damn, I gotta. Keith is getting really good at which of the following over the years, so I feel like I have to have some kind of tell that I've.
Yeah, you do, and I'm not gonna tell you. I know how to crack it a little bit, but I'm not gonna tell you how.
Okay, I don't like this one bit.
To be fair, I've been whiffing them usually. This one I'm just crushing.
Yeah, well, any kind of like urban degenerate sort of theme, Keith tends to crush.
I know
Scuzz, just out of his like weird gutter punk instincts.
Scuzzology.
Gutter punk instincts. Fucking worst 12-inch compilation record on SST. The final question: all real or all fake? Street artists: A. Monstar, B. Black Jason, C.
White Jason.
Vandalist, D. Flop.
What's C?
C is Vandalist.
Vandal.
I like that it's Black Jason and regular Jason.
Black Jason.
These have to all be fake because the Monstars are the bad guys from Space Jam.
Oh, you know that a guy wouldn't have adopted that as a
I
street
really
art
fucking
moniker?
hope not.
All fake or all real?
All real or all fake?
I'm gonna say all fake.
Oh, man. I'll say all real.
Those are all fake.
Oh, man.
Monstar is a rapper from the UK who has 1,700 SoundCloud followers.
Good on him.
Yeah, he's doing mediocre. All right, well, that's the show for this week, gang. Does anyone have anything they want to plug?
Yeah. We don't have anything in the mailbag this week?
Oh, wait, I think we do. Wait, let me pull it up. We actually had a Mexican joke that was pretty good, so while you're plugging, I'll pull it up.
Okay, cool. Well, Evan, you got any plugs? Where can they find you online?
Check out, find me on Twitter at the Castman.
Evan recently purchased this Twitter handle for $100 from a British man.
A very kind British man. I tweeted him and I PayPal'd him $100, and so follow me there and check out the Rippin' and Skippin' podcast. You know what I mean? If you liked Nice Boys on weed, that's essentially ripping and skipping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, more or less. In the mailbag, we have a question from Bleeding God. I thought that Joe K was probably the funniest guest that you guys have had on. We all loved him, and I want to meet him and probably want to suck his dick. Not really a question, just kind of a statement.
By the way, I just want to let a Bleeding God know I sent that message forward to Joe K, and he was very flattered.
Oh, that's
he has
nice of him.
also has a wonderful boyfriend, so you're probably not getting that dick.
Yeah, because Keith is first in line.
For sure, yes.
All right, we got some Mexican joke-offs that someone sent in.
Okay.
An African boy who was saved by an AIDS worker after being abandoned at age 3 because his parents thought he was a witch is this year ready to start his first day of school at Hogwarts.
I saw that story and was trying to come up with a joke for it. That's really fucking good.
And this next one is these come to us from Nick Noel, Twitter at Nick R. Noel. Retired General Keith Kellogg has been appointed Trump's interim national security advisor, while his subordinates Snap, Crackle, and Pop have taken posts on the Joint Chiefs of Shaft. Chiefs of Shaft, Chiefs of Staff. I was thinking,
Chiefs of Shaft.
Joint Chiefs of Shaft.
Well, we have an episode title.
oh, that was an old new name for the Bang Bros a while back.
Was it?
I think so.
man.
Joint Chiefs of Shaft.
I got plugs. The day this comes out, February 21st, I will be at Harvell's in Long Beach. Come check me out. I'm headlining there with Joe K from the last week's episode.
And me.
Oh, are you doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wednesday the 22nd, I'll be at the Long Beach Laugh Factory. The weekend of the 25th and 26th, I will be, or 24th and 25th, I will be at the Madhouse Comedy Club in San Diego. And March 6th, I will be in New York City at the Stand on Frantic. And March 7th, I will be in New York City doing the roast battle against Scott Chaplin, one of New York's finest.
Ooh, the East Coast, West Coast beef, which I will be lighting off with my roast battle with JP McDade at the World Famous Comedy Store, February 28th at the crack of midnight. On the 22nd, I'll be at That's So Wrong, a super duper gay comedy show in downtown LA at the Precinct. It was a lot of fun last time I was there. There's a bunch of drag queens running around and sexually harassing me. And this weekend, Friday, I'm at the Ivy Room in Fresno. Saturday, I'm at the Auntie's Den in Merced, and Sunday I'm at Barmageddon in Tulare, doing the whole with Connor's middle of nowhere.
I just liked
Fuck
watching
Nuts tour.
your face curl up as you realized, oh, this is what I do.
Oh no, I mean I know.
With the Castman, at Ivy Room and Barmageddon.
And Barmageddon, yes. And here's the
Castman will
sad
be
thing:
there.
with Mean Boys, people come out to these because that's
Yeah.
where you people live.
Yeah,
This is the weird
all you have is dirt, hope, and us.
This is the methadone that keeps you alive in your sad, isolated life as the weird person in your farming community.
You guys have any Salt Lake listeners? Me and You and
Oh yeah, me and the cast man are going to be up in Salt Lake City, March 9th through the 12th,
or 8th through 11th, I think.
8th
At
through
the
11th.
Golden Spike Comedy Festival in Salt Lake City. Evan Cassidy, Connor McSpadden.
Whoa.
I'm
the Kings of Comedy.
You can also check out March 15th at the Irvine Improv, an evening with the cast man.
But, like, you know.
Yeah, you know, there's also a pretty good.
This
you know,
is the
They have
plug
a movie
section.
theater
There's
there,
a Bruxy
too.
burger,
Yeah.
you know, like
I think Logan will be out at that point. You can go see Logan.
yeah. You could also probably, you know, there's a nice like park area with some astroturf. It's a good place to sit.
Like, don't
talk
go to
with a
the
girl.
show at the Irvine Improv, but there's a new Mommy Burger attached to the
yeah,
Irvine
yeah,
Improv.
yeah.
You wanna
We'll
check
get the
that out?
Hatch Burger with the sweet potato
Oh,
fries.
my God. That's
There is a
jam.
Jack Johnson cover band on the side stage, so check that out.
Yo, for real? Let's Google that. Let's plug this Jack Johnson.
Oh, and my dad's Kiss tribute band will be at the Slide Bar in Fullerton on March 18th in the afternoon. So,
And so will we.
yeah,
In the afternoon?
Yeah. No, we're going, guys.
Yeah.
I'm setting up.
You got to
field
rock at a
trip.
sensible time.
So come check out room service. My dad is, I don't want to give too much away. He's working on a special guitar that might have smoke come out of it.
Spoiler alert, it's fucking retarded. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So yeah, check them out. You know, I told him that I give him a plug.
If you like Kiss during the daylight, then
Hey man, I mean they don't need to hide under the cover of night. All right, it's just good music, good times. You know, smoking guitars.
I know you're all wondering, does this Kiss cover band wear makeup? The answer, of course, is no.
No, they celebrate the music of Kiss. What's so ridiculous about that, fellas?
Yeah, and Hitler built good roads. All right.
Yeah, and my dad told me that they're playing through their set list was just the track listing on the Kiss Alive album, and this nerd, and they instead of closing with something, they close with Black Diamond, and this guy goes up to him, he's like, "No, you guys fucked up at the end," and they're like, "We know," and he's like, "Yeah, you got to close on Black Diamond though."
And then nobody fucked.
I have a no makeup Misfits cover band, so I can't really.
You guys wore makeup.
Well, you know what we did that time? That was
You
the
wore
first time.
varying levels of makeup.
Yeah,
where it was
yeah.
just like Tony was all the way in, and then you and Rob were just like, no, whatever. And the drummer was like, I got paid off Craigslist to do this.
We had makeup to the degree of our dignity, you know.
Well, check out Hybrid Bromance playing sporadically wherever Evan Cassidy has curried strange deals. But let's sign off for the week, boys. Ready?
Fuck everything. God is dead.
See crazy shit, crazy shit. Oh shit, shit it crazy, 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 shit it crazy.